I never believed in ghosts. They were just figments of people's overactive imaginations, creations of fear and superstition. That was until I encountered the house on Haunted Hill. It all started on a chilly autumn evening. My friends and I were looking for an adrenaline rush, something to shake us out of our mundane lives. We had heard rumors about the house, whispers of paranormal occurrences that would make your blood run cold. Intrigued, we decided to investigate. The moon hung low in the dark sky as we approached the house. Its windows were shattered, the front door creaked on rusty hinges, and ivy clung to the dilapidated walls. It was a haunting sight, but we were determined to confront our fears. With trembling hands, I pushed open the door, and a gust of cold wind greeted us, as if the house itself was alive and breathing. The air was heavy with the scent of decay, and a shiver ran down my spine. We cautiously stepped inside, our flashlights casting eerie shadows on the peeling wallpaper. The house was a maze of rooms, each one more unsettling than the last. As we explored, strange sounds echoed through the empty corridors. Whispers filled the air, as if unseen voices were discussing our presence. The temperature dropped drastically, and I could see my breath forming frosty clouds in front of me. In one room, we discovered an old photograph, covered in dust and cobwebs. It depicted a family, their faces twisted in despair. Their eyes seemed to follow us, as if pleading for release from the house's grip. The image sent a chill down my spine, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something evil lurked within these walls. We continued our exploration, our hearts pounding in our chests. Shadows danced along the walls, and the floorboards groaned beneath our feet. Suddenly, a door slammed shut behind us, trapping us in a small room. Panic washed over us as we realized that the house was playing tricks on us, toying with our sanity. As we struggled to escape, a dark figure emerged from the shadows. Its presence was suffocating, and its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light. We were paralyzed with fear, unable to move or scream. The figure floated towards us, its fingers elongated and skeletal. It reached out, and a bone-chilling voice echoed in our minds. "Leave this place before it consumes you." With a surge of adrenaline, we broke free from the room, stumbling and gasping for air. We raced through the house, desperate to escape its clutches. But the house seemed to have a mind of its own, shifting and changing its layout, trapping us in its nightmarish labyrinth. One by one, my friends disappeared into the darkness, swallowed by the house's insatiable hunger. Their terrified screams echoed through the halls, haunting me with guilt and terror. I was left alone, the last survivor in this living nightmare. I stumbled upon a hidden staircase leading to the basement. The air grew thick with a malevolent presence as I descended into the depths. The walls seemed to breathe, and the sound of dripping water mingled with the whispers that plagued my mind. I knew I had to confront the source of this evil, to find a way to free myself from its clutches. In the heart of the basement, I discovered a hidden chamber. Within its walls, an ancient ritual was etched, a dark invocation to summon and bind spirits. Trembling, I realized that this house was not merely haunted, but cursed. The souls trapped within these walls were victims of a sinister force, forever tormented by its malevolence. Driven by desperation, I gathered my remaining strength and recited the words of the ritual. The air crackled with energy, and a vortex of darkness swirled before me. The spirits materialized, their eyes filled with anguish and longing for release. They surged towards me, their spectral forms merging into one ethereal figure. With a final surge of power, the figure dissolved into a burst of light. The house groaned and trembled, as if releasing its hold on reality. I was thrown to the ground, the weight of the house's malevolence lifted from my shoulders. When I opened my eyes, the house stood before me, a mere shell of its former self. The curse had been broken, and the spirits were finally at peace. I stumbled out into the daylight, my body bruised and my mind scarred. The house on Haunted Hill was no longer a place of nightmares. It had become a cautionary tale, a reminder that the line between the living and the dead is sometimes blurred, and that the darkness within ourselves can be the most terrifying of all.